That's got to be all she wrote. Seba Lomans to smash the ball up the pitch and get the referee to blow the whistle. And that's it. Game over. 3 points for Manchester United. 2-0. Three home wins in a row as well for Ruben Amorim. You obviously beat Burnley at home, beat Chelsea at home, now beat Sunderland at home, and Manchester United get the victory, a much-needed one. Look, I said going into the game that I wasn't really sure about what to expect from Manchester United today. I said, I don't know. I don't know what. I can't predict when it comes to this team. And look, that hasn't changed because of one game. I know. But if you'd have said to me before the game, I'll give you 2-0 and a clean sheet, I'd have gone, yeah, I'd rip your arms and your legs off. And anything else that's attached to you, probably not. It'd be murder. But you get my point. We'd have all taken that. So much needed 3 points. We go into the international break, I think up to 8th at the moment in the table. Probably change after a couple more fixtures still to play. Benjamin Šeško, as Love Rain says there in the chat, 2 goals in 2 games. He's starting to score. Brian Mbeumo looking dangerous. Mason Mount, I think actually we saw a bit of a drop-off in the second half where he came off. And the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper, guys. Lemons in the chat. Lemons in the chat. Now, it wasn't like, generational performance by Senna Lomans, but the reason we're talking about him is because we didn't have to talk about him that much in the match because it's not worrying me. Makes a save from Granit Xhaka in the first half, probably going wide anyway, but he makes it. Just why not? Big claimage. Old Trafford roars. Old Trafford goes crazy because they're like, oh my God, we've got a goalkeeper that can claim crosses. Commands his box. His kicking, he's a lot of it. He's going, I'm not really interested in doing the short passing. I'm just going to go long. I'm just going to go direct. Good. I've no problem with it. Get the ball out of our half. We've got a 6'5" striker up front in Benjamin Šeško. That's looking much more sharp now. And he's doing flick-ons, holding the ball up. And you've got also, if he does get a flick on or the ball bounces, you've got quick players to run in behind. Like Brian Mbeumo, like Cunha, like Mount, like Ahmad, like Dorgu or whoever that can run in behind. So no problem. Keep going long. Fine. Keep going long. He makes a one-on-one save as well. Makes a one-on-one save in those sort of dire moments that could have put extra pressure on us. He allows that not to happen. So Lomans, and like that, not as we said before, the bar is so low, he didn't need to do anything crazy. Just need to be error-free and make a couple of saves, which is what he did. He's Man United's number one. Just like that, he is Manchester United's number one goalkeeper. And thank goodness, because you would have not wanted to drop him in at Anfield. Oof. You don't want to do that. You don't want to drop anyone in to make their debut at Anfield, let alone a goalkeeper. But now he's had 90 minutes in the Premier League. It's still a big ask for him. Don't get me wrong. And there was that moment where him and Bruno come together and it looks like, did they sort of take out the player? What happened there? It was a dive in the end. It's fine. It's okay. But he looks reassured, looks calm. And the defenders don't look like they're second-guessing themselves every 5 seconds about what's the goalkeeper going to do. Is he going to make a mistake? Is he going to fumble this? Is he going to be doing this and doing that? So Lomans, massive plus, massive tick. Did everything that was asked of him today, completely reassured. And he's got to be Man United's number one for rest of the season moving forward. Lomans, you're in. It's not that it was much of an audition process, as we said. Like it's not an audition. There's no, just by showing up, you've kind of got the gig. But cool, you did fine, good. Defenders, that back three looked balanced. Didn't really have too much to really handle. Shaw was better than he was last week. Not that was difficult. De Ligt, commanding that defense. You could tell De Ligt then actually was communicating quite a lot with Lommans in the game. He did really well. Lenny Yoro, good to see him back in the starting 11. Just before he came off, was maybe looking a bit stretched, but I don't understand, like I said, why Yoro was out the last couple of weeks, even though he had a couple of games where he was struggling. Still would say that he just offers us more. He's got that pace to recovery tackle if there is any ball over the top or they get in behind, he can recover. Wing backs, Diogo Dalot shit. He just is like not even. That's not even to dig him out or be harsh. Just crap. He just can't pass the ball. Not much more to me. I don't want to dwell too much on the negative, but he's not that. Ahmad, probably Ahmad's best game of the season so far. Would we say Ahmad's best game of the season? He's had a bit of a difficult start to the season. Obviously, there's been stuff going on off the pitch, which maybe does explain that. But today looked much better, much more in keeping with those sort of right wing back performances we saw from him last year, with those picking up the ball in deeper areas, going forward, cutting inside, giving the defender something to think about because they're like, oh, I don't want to commit to going up against this wing back because I know the number 10 in Mbeumo is going to be right there. Well, the link-up play between Mbeumo and Ahmad was good. So I think it's probably Ahmad's best game of the season. Midfield, again, didn't have huge amounts to do. I'm just trying to think of things that Casemiro and Bruno did well. Who got the assist for the goal? I mean, technically, Dalot gets an assist because it was a long throw. And then the other one, it was a Bryan Mbeumo assist, wasn't it? So I can't really think of much that Bruno and Casemiro did by the goalkeeper. I can't do much more than that. Casemiro was just kind of doing Casemiro stuff, really, wasn't he? He had a chance in the second half. It was cut back and hit it over the bar. There was a silly yellow card at the end. But I can't really fault him for too much. And then we get into the 10s. Bryan Mbeumo. Again, I'm so happy with that Bryan Mbeumo signing this summer. I don't know what you guys think. But Bryan Mbeumo, there's no real adaptation for him, is there? That is, I think, someone that when we're talking about being Premier League proven, that's what you're talking about. Someone that you don't have to worry about settling in. Every game, even at his worst, he's always offering something. Always offering something. Always looks like he can make something happen. Always pressing. Doesn't really make too many mistakes. Not like in the way that, Bruno will always offer you something, but it will stink it up. And Mbeumo doesn't really sort of stink it up. It can have a mixed bag,